We're just going right in.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live again.
Wow. So I guess we should let you guys know. Um, People are, by the way, we're still shut down. People can't see the show. We're still shut down.
Wait. If even though we go live again,
Yeah. Viacom. It seems like Viacom has shut us down. We are not live. I'm gonna check now.
we're probably live on. Well, we got two. We're probably live on
I'm checking.
YouTube.
I'm checking to see if we're live.
Look, we
on
got
Facebook.
6 people. It's going up. 9.
Yeah, no. I know. I'm just wanted to see if I'm on
Booming.
here. See if it's out. So this is the taped, I think.
Yeah, listen here. Look, this is us live. It's like an infinite loop.
I don't know if this is live now. If are we live?
It's live.
This is so cool. All right, cool. All right. Well, I've just put up the wording. So, they're back. We're back. Dickie Schnabel. Yes,
No.
we're live.
Yes.
We're not live. No, we're not live. What? Why am I so bright? I've almost am I super bright?
I mean, intelligent or
light bright.
I used to. Did you used to play with a light bright? I had light bright. I love that
Back
thing.
to the grill again. The grill
it was
again.
Pointless.
Back to the grill again. Thank you, AB. So let me just tell y'all what happened.
What had happened was.
See, what had happened was we got flagged by Viacom. And I know people at Viacom.
I think we're in trouble.
That's one more time, please. One more time for the people.
I think we're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. So, we got flagged. Viacom told us if we don't pull down the shit, then they're going to kill us. Murderer!
They didn't necessarily say that.
They're going to kill us. Hey, Carlo. Finlinson from the UK. What up? Damn, it's early in the UK. You must be going to work early, homeboy. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning there. Shout out to my homeboy watching from the UK. That's right. Serch will never stand still. You're right, AB Pryor. I will never stand still. I feel like ramen now. All of a sudden, I feel like ramen. Colin, yes. Viagracom is absolutely right because all my people there are 100. So thank you, Colin, for that. By the way, Colin, you owe me some sunglasses. We're going to have to talk about that, man. You got a fly-ass sunglass company. So we're going to have to deal with that shit. But, yeah, Viacom sent us, and then I got an email, by the way, saying that we are under copyright watch. We're under a copyright watch.
Ooh.
And if we use unauthorized material again, we're in trouble. So what we're going to have to do, honestly, bro.
I have to be careful what buttons I press over here.
Nah, fuck all that. I'm going to Viacom, make a deal. Can I tell y'all a story? I love to tell stories, so I want to tell y'all a story, and this is a great story, all right? This is a great story. Story of a young artist named Travis Scott. Some of you might know him. Some of you might not. But he's got an album called The Scotts, and The Scotts is white hot. In fact, they got the Billboard #1 spot. And when it comes to ducats, this kid has got a pot. He signed a deal with 300, and 300 thought that they had him on lock. But the problem was the Scott did what the Scott wanted to do. So what he said to them kids was, you can't hold my albums. I'm going to put them out the way I want to. And Leor Cohen said, yo, money, I'm going to put out a cease and desist. You owe me $5 million, and I'm going to sue you for that shit. And Travis Scott, all calm and cool and collected, didn't beef, didn't catch wreck, just went to see Leor Cohen and wrote a $5 million check and got out of his deal. Now, that might have been a freestyle, but meanwhile, the truth is still there because my homeboy Travis Scott put that money in the air and put it right there in Leor Cohen's mouth and said, keep your fucking money, and broke the fuck out. and got a house bigger than Drake and got Kylie Jenner's baby and got an album with Kid Cudi and got the whole country going crazy, got the world going crazy. Meanwhile, you can smile, you can say whatever, but that kid's doing whatever. I mean, he's around doing whatever. Anyway, that's my little freestyle. The point I'm trying to make is, if I need to, thank you. Thank you. I want to thank all my people. I want to thank all the family and friends who supported that rhyme right there. I just want to say for the record that I am going to buy Viacom eventually. Maybe not this week. But then I'm going to allow myself, and only myself, to run whatever Viacom shit I want on my podcast. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I don't have a mic drop sound effect.
No, I don't. You know what? What I need, for shit like that right there, I'm on such a level right now. I'm on level. My swag is on 5,000. That when I get to that swag level, bro, I need Obama dropping the mic at the correspondence dinner.
Right.
That's what I need. That's the GIF. That's the level of GIF I'm on right now. I'm on that Obama GIF shit. Drop mic shit. Anyway, I really like that freestyle. I think that's going to be great on the podcast, by the way. If you're just joining us because we got dropped and flagged by Viacom. We closed our deal this week with The Orchard and Sony for the Timeless Podcast Company. Shout out to our CEO and our founder, Chantel Elizabeth Ortiz Barron, who runs the company magnificently, who helped us kind of streamline our ideas, our creativity. And we're going to have big news about our first podcast series that we're going to start to develop. And a lot of other things. And this podcast, the Serch Says podcast, will be a part of that deal. You'll be able to check out the podcast on Vivo, on all your favorite places like Spotify and all that other good shit, as well as YouTube. And we're working on a really special major deal that's going to be incredible. Anyway, we have a new segment, do we have people on the phone?
No, we're waiting.
Oh, okay.
No.
Anyway, if you want to call us, you might not. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I shouldn't say that. That's not accurate.
I would love somebody to call us, but you know what? We have shit to do tonight. We've got a
Dickie
list.
Schnabel, you know what? Yes, they can get the gas face. Viacom gets the gas face for shutting us down tonight. All right. Which segment do you want to go into?
I think we're doing TikTok.
This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, our new segment.
To the TikTok, you don't stop. 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 To the tick and you don't quit. Hit it.
And this is mostly because everything you send me, you're like, Pumice, we got to show this. Pumice, stop there.
To the TikTok,
Slick Rick didn't want to quit it.
Nah, he doesn't ever want to quit it. And
you're
that's
like,
okay.
You know, like, we got to play this. We got to play this. We got to play. And I'm like, dude, these are all TikToks. This is just a whole TikTok segment.
And you're brilliant for that, bro. I give you all the love and all the credit for that. But I came up with the TikTok, you don't stop.
Right.
Because I know that record since freshman year in high school. Before it was even a record, and I was hearing the Kango crew sing it live in front of me in high school. Anyway, so this segment is...
Did you drop another name down there somewhere? I'm going to call you out on that. Is that okay to call you out on that?
I think I dropped...
a name.
Is that Ricky D? Slick Rick? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I'll put it right there on the desk. So... what I'd like to do now is go through some of my favorite TikTok videos. Now, unfortunately, because we had to stop and restart, there was a list on my private chat that I don't have in front of me anymore.
Oh, okay.
So what I'd like you to do, Pumice, is you can introduce these TikTok videos that I love so much, and then I'll explain why I love them so much.
Well, the first one we have here is the guy from Die Hard. Did you ever see that movie?
So let me explain this to everybody, because I think there's 3 or 4 of these, right?
I only have the one.
See, I needed there was a really pretty girl as an example, but anyway,
You only sent me the one.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. So anyway, there's this new TikTok feature that people are doing called the wipe down, where you wipe, and then all of a sudden you're something different. You wipe and you wipe. So it started with all these cute girls. They were in all their, when you're cleaning the house, you're kind of in your schmata clothes, your sweaty clothes. You got your, and then you swipe, and then third swipe, you're beautiful. And dudes were doing it too. They swipe. Well, I came across this one. This is Bruce Willis doing his version of the wipe down.
Wipe it down. Wipe it down. Wipe.
Then we'll get flagged for audio again.
I don't care. It really, you're allowed to play 15 seconds. That's the law. We're fine.
Okay.
So anyway, so that was the wipe down. If you have a wipe down video that you like, send it to us. What's next, Pumice, on our TikTok? Should we just, in between each one of these, do the TikTok you don't stop?
To the TikTok you don't stop. To the TikTok you don't.
I'm gonna walk
So
it up.
this one's I don't know where this is from, but it's a kid riding his bike.
Oh, no. This is not just some kid riding his bike. Slow your roll.
I'm trying to
This
be
is
vague
a kid
for
from
you.
Harlem. This is 5-borough thorough kid that is trying to get on music videos. So he puts up these TikToks of him doing tricks on his block in Harlem.
I'm fly like a spaceship. I holler the back with 2 hoes. These niggas can't say shit. Pull up with your bitch, she don't go. Ooh, I put the lamb in sports mode. Pull up with racks, pronto. Cashed out on the truckload. She bad as fuck, but I still don't. I'm fly like a spaceship. I holler the back with 2.
Do you want to show that footwork one more time? I know it's really loud and probably people are like, oh my God, that thing is way loud. But can you
just
show that
damaged
footwork one
some
more time,
speakers.
please? That footwork is incredible.
I'm fly like a spaceship. I holler the back with 2 hoes. These niggas can't say shit. Pull up with your bitch, she don't go. Ooh, I put the lamb in sports mode. Pull up with racks, pronto. Cashed out on the truckload. She bad as fuck, but I still don't. I'm fly like a spaceship. I holler the back with 2.
Amazing. So he's trying to get on video. So Jim Jones, I'm shouting out you, Jules Santana, if you ever want to get back into the game. Any of the ASAP people, Ferg, 12E, obviously, the leader. Any of y'all, put that kid in the video. Give him $500. He'll trick out your whole video. All right, Pumice, what's next?
I'm wondering if I'm gonna successfully avoid any of the really political stuff. Like if it's up to me, I'd skip it. But I know you love to talk about this stuff.
I do.
All
So
right,
don't skip it.
Do you want to see someone's daughter get body slammed by the police?
So yeah,
Does that
I do.
sound
And
interesting?
yes, it does. It's very interesting. It's very compelling, and it's very sad. So go ahead, run it.
Now you manhandling my daughter and you shouldn't be touching her. You're manhandling my daughter and you shouldn't be touching her. Really? No.
Back up.
No. Get him off my daughter. Get him off my daughter, man.
Don't talk to me like that, man.
Get him off my daughter.
They're more concerned about how they're talking to her. Don't talk to me like that.
The thing that's amazing to me in that video, and I don't want to watch it again, is she was doing nothing except turning around. She was already cuffed. She is easily 50 to 70 pounds lighter than that officer. All she was doing was turning around to make sure her mother was okay. And she says to the officer, "Is my mom okay?" And his answer to that was to body slam her on the ground and tell her to shut the fuck up and stop moving.
Can you imagine if people acted this way just out of the blue all the time? If they weren't police, like you ask a question, you get body slammed.
Dude, it's happening with masks. I mean, it's happening when people out in the street who don't wear masks in public. Like, we're going crazy right now. The world is going crazy. But, for all the people that say all lives matter, yes, all lives matter, but not all lives are getting treated like black people are getting treated. And not for nothing, like we can talk about being an ally, but if you're silent, if you're any other color and you're silent about black violence and violence against people of color, then you're not an ally. You're not.
I was thinking about this on my drive over tonight. You know how like Jeep people wave to each other as they're driving? Like I think there needs to be some sort of like I want to be able to give a signal to somebody that like look at me. I probably don't look like I'm on the right side.
My wife said something really funny to me today. We got gas. Her car needed gas. And we were leaving the gas station, and I made a questionable turn. I was parallel to a turn that the traffic coming this way was allowed to make a left. So I saw an opportunity to go across and make a left. Does that make sense? So in other words, I was not allowed to legally use that space to make a left, but it was directionally in front of me. And I figured if it's empty, I can make a left. And there was no cars around, so I made the left. And my wife said, white privilege. Just white privilege. And I said, why is that white privilege? She said, because if there was a cop around that watched you do that because you're white, you wouldn't get a ticket. I said, but I did it because there's no cops around. And she goes, that's the problem. If I was doing it and I was driving while black,
a cop would have been around.
Out of the white bush, she said, out of the white bush, a cop would have showed up. I love that. Got a lot of comments. I love that. I love that. Susan Hamrick Codgill Fenderson. Great name, by the way, Susan. Susan Hamrick Codgill Fenderson. That is an official name, and that's got to be from like overseas. So glad to see Serch. Good to see you too. Yeah, Colin, you're absolutely right. That was top flight security. That is right. Shout out to Colin Martin. Okay, what's next on the TikTok You Don't Stop?
Oh, let's take a look.
TikTok, you don't stop. To the TikTok, you don't stop. To the TikTok, you don't stop. To the.
Do you want like a not really a 2-in-1, but a double? You got a double header?
Give me a double header.
Double header. Do you like breakdancing? Are you a b-boy?
What do you think? What do you?
No.
I mean, do you want me to give you?
When we come back between them, you can maybe see if you can. All right. Well, don't show these guys up.
This is all in the chair now. I'm not even like, Ric Flairing it right now.
No footwork. This is all
okay.
Up
Go ahead.
rocking.
Show me. Oh, let me tell you something. So that's Taylor the Dancer. Yo, I'm so enamored with Taylor and her homeboy. Like, that's not up rocking, that's popping. And that's not just popping. That's master popping. Like her movement, I'm trying to like, so she put up a thing where like, and there's a dude who got close and I gave him love. But yo, that fuck bitches, get money. And then she starts doing the smirk. Do it please, one more time, please. That shit was fire.
Yeah, that's robotic.
Yo, but
that's
that
unreal.
Bong, 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 bong. And then she goes, fuck this shit.
Can we get her on the show?
I would love to get her on the show. Bum, 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 bum. Yo, I'm going to get that dance down. And then when she's on the show with her
You're going to duet. You can duet her.
Show the other Taylor the Dancer video, please.
All right.
Here we go. The world's screwed if niggas pouring drinks like Bill Huxtable. I love R. Kelly, but around my daughters I'm not comfortable. Stand for what you believe in, like Kaepernick.
Are
crazy.
you fucking she's fucking crazy. One more time, please. Please. Taylor the dance on TikTok. If you ever need 30 seconds to do nothing, that's the chick and her homeboy. Fuego.
Here we go. Luda. The world's screwed if niggas pouring drinks like Bill Huxtable. I love R. Kelly, but around my daughters I'm not comfortable. Stand for what you believe in, like Kaepernick.
Yo, she said what you believe in, like Kaepernick, and got down on the one knee. Bananas. Bananas. Now, I don't know if you know this, judging from my size, but I used to be a dancer back in the day. Like, I danced for real. Like, no bullshit. I'd be in the club from 10 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning dancing my ass off. 5 nights a week. 5 nights a week. Dancing my ass off. Shout out to IOU dancers. Shout out to Peter Paul. Shout out to Shake, Stretch, Fatima. What? Stop it. Stop it. Casper, stop it.
Stretch.
Stop it. And then I got fat. And then it all came tumbling down. But I still get busy. You know, my wife sometimes she's cooking and the reggae comes on and I start bogling behind her. Bang. Anyway. What else we got? What else we got, brother?
I heard you chopping up like watermelon, but it sounded like you were like straight chopping carrots.
Why are you blowing up my watermelon chopping skills right now? On the
Which
show?
was also at what?
and
1 a.m. It was
dude,
after it was after a Wednesday night.
Dude.
So it was like 1 a.m. I'm gonna cut some.
Isaiah, you know what? Isaiah Wallace I used to get down on Here It Comes video. That's exactly right. Let me tell you something about that video, Isaiah. I rehearsed for the dancing in that video for almost 3 weeks. And the day of the video, I had the flu and couldn't dance. I was crying because I couldn't get half my steps down. I was so mad. And I was so fat. But I was so mad at 3 weeks. Anyway, what else we got on the TikTok? You don't stop, brother.
This one I think is probably from India or somewhere in. It's not America.
Okay.
But it's funny.
Oh no! no.
And I've got to admit, it took me a few times watching that to figure
understand.
out,
Yo,
like, what are they?
Run it back again. My man was counting his money.
Right. And
then he put the pants behind him, so he thought he was putting it in his pocket.
But it's funny because it's so fake because you would notice.
I don't know if you see, but that's the whole thing. I don't know if you'd notice.
Oh, watch again.
Oh no! no.
Look, it's funny. All right, let's go to the next one.
It is.
I love that.
Let's see. What do we have? Let's spin the wheel, and we'll do another one that's a little bit lighthearted. And I edited this one a bit because it was really long. And I'm going to unmute yourself because you're going to want to talk over this probably. So after it goes, unmute yourself.
Okay. All right, so basically he's trying to get down this.
As if we could almost talk over this. I can't mute it. I think this is what you did with your special left turn. This is kind of what it was like.
But this is the best part.
That's not broken at all. I was going to say we should hang them in the tree, but I'm going to keep it.
I lost a bit of my bumper there, Raga.
That's the kind of thing that like, you're doing that only because you can.
Yo, did you hear what the lady said? This is what we do for fun in Australia? Like, that was the best part. She goes, this is what we do for fun in Australia. This is what men do for fun in Australia. Like, obviously, sex is not on the table. I'm just going to try to spend 40 hours straightening out a Volkswagen Atlas to go down a 2.5 meter drop, straight drop.
Right.
Into a puddle of water because I have a scuba setup on my engine to go through the rough terrain of the outback.
It makes you wonder whoever did that first, were they like, well, I don't know if this is going to work, but...
Yeah, but we got to give it a shot.
Yeah, and then after one person did it, they're all like, oh, we can all do this.
We got to do it. If one can do it, because you saw it, like they had this whole thing framed out. I mean, it was amazing.
Oh, they carved it. Yeah, they planned that.
Carved it is a good word. All right, what else we got, man?
Well, let's go to something a little political, and I'll let you comment on it because I probably watched it once, and that's not enough for me because I'm a slow learner. I'm in the slow learning class.
Oh shit! They shooting her, y'all! They fucking shooting her up, y'all! They fucking shot her, y'all! They fucking shot her, man! Look at that shit! Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? But those white guys spit in your face over a haircut! They shot they spit in your face for a haircut, though! Y'all some punk assholes, really! Really! Y'all shoot.
So what you just witnessed is a woman who was peacefully protesting the military police coming to a peaceful protest about a week ago in St. Louis. And to move her, the officers, because they were 255-pound men who obviously didn't know how to drive around a 125-pound woman who was peacefully saying Black Lives Matter with a sign up, not touching the vehicle, had every right to peacefully protest. They shot pepper spray at her feet. They shot pepper spray bullets to move her out of the way. She didn't know they were pepper spray. She just heard bullets hitting the floor next to her feet.
Sean from Calgary is on the phone.
Sean needs to relax.
Well,
right,
that's not just that. Like, there's something going on in the background at his place.
Okay. Hey, Sean, how are you, brother?
Sean.
All right. You know what? I don't need to play this game with Sean. I love him. That's his daughter. But let's hang up on Sean. We'll come back to Sean. I love Sean. Sean, we love you. Shout out to Calgary. All right. What else we got on TikTok? You don't stop.
Let me take a look and spin the wheel. This looks like a wheel.
The chances of you seeing this video are so rare. There's 500 million users on TikTok, and you will probably never see my account again. But I'm not gonna ask you to follow me. I'm not gonna ask you to leave.
We didn't even give him a chance to finish. But how cool is that? Like, what I love about TikTok is people do the most creative things on TikTok. So the guy put rainbow Skittles in a pride colors, put water in the middle, and then the colors just dripped and made this beautiful rainbow. I loved it. Very nice. We have to do something. By the way, we have to figure out the sound. The sound is unbearably loud.
Oh, on videos?
Oh, yeah. It's
I
terrible.
think we might be quiet somehow, and therefore when we listen to the videos that we play, they're at the right level and we're just quiet. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sean, can you hear us?
So, yo, can I just tell you, there's a big booty white girls pog police said, Serch, you need to go to different platforms and promote your podcast so you can gain a large following.
Well, that is who I would take my advice from.
Big
that is
booty white girl pog police.
Yeah, that's fat ass white girl.
No, I understand that, but I don't know why I need his advice.
His? We don't know.
Because
Could be hers.
we're on several platforms. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. And we have an entire social platform. We can take that down now. We don't need to be giving that dude any more love with his big booty icons.
Yeah, Eric
we're
is right.
on all of them.
The videos are on 1,000 decibels.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, thank you, Eric. You know what? There's so many good ones, but seriously, dude, we got to figure out the audio on that. It's way too loud. We can't play anymore. It's unbearable. It's unbearable.
Yeah, I don't know how many more we really have anyway.
No, it's not even that. But there is one I want you to show. Noah, what up? Noah Ayala just is in the building. Show the picture. I want to show the picture of the two dudes on the subway. Okay. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this photo, but this photo was taken in 2010. It shows two young men sharing earpods, listening to music on this gentleman's iPhone. Couldn't be more polar opposite. One dude is obviously...
Well, I think back then it's probably an iPod, isn't it? Probably is.
2010. One dude is obviously a breakdancer. The other dude is obviously a broker of some sort in some sort of executive business, clean cut. The other dude is doing his thing. This photo has gone viral several times over the last decade, especially when there is arguments about culture. Most recently, it's gone viral again in 2010, and the person who shot it, Joseph Feifel, shout out to Joseph Feifel, was interviewed in the New York Post and was asked about the photo, and he wound up being able to track down the two young men who were in this, and the New York Post did a piece this week. And they talked about that they met in technical school. The young man to the left is in a breakdance group. The young man to the right was there. They were both in an engineering class. They met, and again, polar opposites. And they were hanging out in between classes, and they struck up a conversation. And in their conversation in 2010, they both talked about a mutual love of old school hip hop. So on the train, homeboy on the right was putting up homeboy on the left on some music that it wound up they both liked. And the song they were listening to on that ride home, do you have the clip actually from the New York Post, Thomas?
No. I had it.
It's all right. Anyway, it's okay. And I'm very proud of this because I think it's really cool. The song they were playing was KMD's Peach Fuzz. That obviously KMD was executive produced. That album was executive produced by myself and Pete Nice. We signed that group to Elektra Records in 1989. The Mr. Hood album, I dare say, is one of the best albums to come out in 1990. I grew up with Zev Love X, Onyx the Birthstone Kid, Emis, and Sub Rock, may he rest in peace. They were my friends, along with Ahmed and Otis, who went on the road and danced with me and our group. We were the GYP posse. We were about promoting peace. We were about promoting unity, respect. And even though they were Ansar Allah Muslims and I was a Jew, we had a mutual respect for each other. They told me about the Israelites and the 3 questions an Israelite can't answer. I told them about Jewish religion and how Metzora talked about the Caucasus Mountains and what many believe was the start of the white race. And they were family. And I miss Doom, Zevlev X, now MF Doom, a lot. But he's in a good place. He's in the Caribbean chilling with his beautiful wife. And their younger brother is a broker in Atlanta. Their mom is doing well. Onyx has reached out to me several times, and I wish him all the best. But I just love the fact that these two dudes could have been listening to anything, but they were listening to KMD, a positive cause in a much damaged society. That's what KMD stood for. Causing much damage, a much positive cause in a much damaged society. Anyway, so I love that.
It was uniting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God! Do not put up what Colin put up. Just please don't. Please don't put it up.
Yeah,
Colin, stop. All right. Anyway,
it's worse than having me around.
It really is. Let's go to the phones. The number is 561-444-7461. 561-4-HIP-HOP, because we are for the hip-hop culture. The show is brought to you by N95maskcode.com. We are the only patented mask that can kill the coronavirus on contact. Go to N95maskcode.com. Use the code SEARCH and get 10% off of your order. They also have some amazing things there, including LifeKey, which will be a new sponsor next week. You can now open doors, go to the bank without touching anything. We'll put you up on LifeKey starting next week. Show is growing exponentially. Want to shout out our new general sales manager, Nate Bell. We just brought him on, so shout out to Nate. He's going to be putting a team together. So we're really excited, man. There's a lot of great things going on with the show, and it's really all because of you guys, your support, your love, spreading the word, spreading the gospel of this crazy show. Sean Hanshaw, are you guys using a mixing board? Thank you, Sean. You know what, Sean?
I saw that and I ignored it. I'm just not going to get into it.
You know what? Pumice, you have one job. You really have
I can't control.
one job.
I'm not going to get into it.
You only have one job, which is make the show sound great. And you're just fucking it up for everyone. So take that and handle it.
You fucking friend's driving a truck?
What?
What? Hello, who's that?
It's Sean.
Is he having a conversation? Is he having a conversation with someone else while he's on?
I think so. Sean, can you hear us?
Let's see how long we can.
I'm gonna get on this live thing here.
Like, maybe he can't hear us. Maybe I
No.
miswired this.
Let's just listen to what he's talking.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Maybe he can't hear us.
Mixing board and a limiter would help. You know what, Sean? You're absolutely right. And we will be buying that. Ian Riley.
It won't help when we
man?
play videos. Yes. That's the thing. The
That's
videos are coming from a different source that we have no
but
control
you can still mix them properly so that the levels are better.
No, I can't. They override everything.
You know what? I'm going to do it.
You do it.
I'll do it. I'll submit it to you because you're really getting bad at this.
No, see what I could do.
You suck at this, actually. And it's okay. This sounds great. The audio for the podcast sounds amazing. It'll sound better when we do.
I could purposely make all the videos be at like -6 instead of wherever they are. And that'll work. We could purposely make them all quiet. That's fine.
I think that's what you should do. I don't understand why that's such a problem, because we're deafening people and people are walking away from the show because they don't want to be deafened. They're all becoming Dalmatians, basically. We're turning our audience into human Dalmatians because 60% of Dalmatians are deaf. That's why they make great fire dogs, because the sirens don't bother them. Thank you, Ian. The audio is on point when we're talking. Dickie, Schneibel. Yes, when we're talking, but when we do TikTok, it's terrible.
I can hear you, but I couldn't hear you guys on the air.
What about now?
No, he can't hear.
Okay.
He
You know
can't
what?
hear
Just
the
you know
audio.
what? Just hang up on Sean. I love Sean. I love him.
It's not his
Correct.
fault. Don't
It's not
blame
his
him.
fault. You know what?
I'm
Sean,
fucking it up.
look at me.
As you said.
Look at me, Sean. It's not your fault. Sean,
He can sleep well tonight.
it's not your fault.
I will be in the fetal position crying.
Sean, it's not your fault, Sean. Okay. So, are we going to have the same problem with Put You On? Are we going to have the same problem?
With like getting booted? Or oh yeah, of course it's going to be loud. All the videos are like that.
I hate you. I hate you. All right. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to end the show a little early tonight because half the show is ruined because my dear friend Pumice did not do what he needed to do, which was level the sound. So thank you for ruining the show, Pumice. Thank you for ruining everything. No, I love you, Pumice. Honestly, honestly,
I'm
you
looking
do a
at
great
the
job.
end broadcast button and I'm like, do I press it?
You're a great. You know what? In all seriousness, you do the best you can for the limited brain cells you have.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, thank you. Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. We're doing it live now, by the way, Michael. Just so you know, Michael Brown, we're doing it live now. Yo! All right. I want to end I just want to say one other thing.
Oh, I want to talk about something though.
Yeah, please.
Like,
go ahead.
You know, it's difficult to get guests for the show when we want them.
Right.
And usually.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you're absolutely right. Guys, can you everybody do me a favor?
We need their help.
No. Do me a favor. I need all of you right now. This is important. Please contact a friend right now. Tell them to listen in.
Oh, this is like public. This is like
really,
public television when they're like,
kids,
yeah. Go get your parents.
Right. No. This is really important.
Bring them to the TV.
This is really important because we need to do some outreach, and we're doing it for you guys. So let me explain. Thank you for this, Pumice. And this is why you're great at what you do, because while I was berating you, you saved the whole show.
You say that now, but I can't wait to what you'll say later.
No, you saved the whole show. All right, guys. So I want to explain this to you. Interesting question. David Hernandez said, Serch, how do you feel about the Washington football team taking the statue of a racist owner but not changing the racist name of the team? You know what, David? That's a very good point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I think that is wrong. But I've also thought that the Atlanta Braves should change their name. The Kansas City Chiefs should change their name with the arrowhead. Look, if you're going to do it for one, you should do it for all, right? But what about the Cowboys? Now, we can talk about the Cowboys, right?
Because the Cowboys, is that offensive?
Well, the Cowboys were originally the reason they were cowboys was they were the slaves that handled the cattle. That's what that's the original
Well,
Cowboys.
that's been wiped away from history because Cowboys are white to me.
The same way we whitewashed the Indians, the same way we whitewashed all of that. So is the Cowboys, or what about the Oakland Raiders? The Raiders were Caribbean pirates, right? So now all of a sudden about that, Blackbeard was a Caribbean. He was of color. So do we change that? So how, I'm not saying one is worse than the other, but how deep do we go? Right?
Yeah.
Do we change it all? Buccaneers.
And it's not just that. There's a lot of language. There's a lot of words that we use, a lot of expressions.
That's exactly right.
I was talking with my wife about this, that like certain things like say no go, I think it was. And yeah, there's a lot of expressions that you can't say anymore. Like long time no see. Can't do it anymore. Right. We're gonna have to change everything we do.
Right.
But it's really for the better.
Certainly we have to be more sensitive for sure.
Yeah.
We have to be more sensitive. But David, thank you. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. We need to consider all of that, and we need to look at all of that, all of that. Well said, David. Thank you for that. But anyway, I need to get back to this. This is important, and thank you to everybody. So just wait a minute, Jason. Hold on. So Jason says, "I'm so frustrated with the world in general. How the fuck does Serch only have 18 people watching this? It's only the live part. If I showed you how many people are watching this from all of the Twitter and everything,
Yeah.
dude, it's like 100-something thousand people are watching this right now.
We're only hitting the people that are available between like 10:30 and midnight.
Dude,
that's a sliver.
Trust me when I tell you, our numbers are through the fucking roof.
Jason, consider yourself special. You're one of the special people.
Trust me, YouTube is
not
on
special
fire.
like I am.
Twitch is on fire. Like the numbers for tonight's show is going to be well over into the 80, 90,000s. But I appreciate you feeling some type of way about Facebook. It's okay. Anyway, may I continue? Can I kick it?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Can I kick it? Yeah! So I was recently on my LinkedIn page, and I was scrolling through my LinkedIn, and I've been noticing lately that an actress who I respect a lot, well, an actor, she's an actor. We all know her from a show called Living Single, the very well-known, popular Queen Latifah comedy from the 90s. Kim Coles, light skin. She was amazing. A very talented actress. I had her on my radio show when I was on at JLB. Her, Kim Whitley, it's just wonderful, wonderful people. Well, I'm scrolling through my LinkedIn over the last couple of months, and I noticed that Kim is really spending time doing inspirational speaking. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. You know, so I started to follow her on her LinkedIn, and I'm seeing all these inspirational things she's saying, and she's doing live streams and all that. I said, you know what? I owe it to her to try to give her some shine and bring her on the show. So I reached out to her on her LinkedIn, and it turned out that her LinkedIn, like a lot of celebrities, was run by her social media team. And they suggested that I reach out to her manager or someone in her management team named Jay, Jaye. So I reached out to Jay. I explained my relationship with Kim. And Jay asked me some very fair questions. He said, look, I need to know your reach. I need to know your demo. I need to know what the interview is going to be about. We would love to schedule something. But then he said something really interesting to me, and I really should have pulled up the email, and I will pull it up in the future. He said to me that for a 30-minute interview with Kim Coles, they need a $750 honorarium. What? That's what they called it, an honorarium. Which means she needs to get paid $750 to do an interview with me. And my original email was to say to them, look, obviously you don't know who the fuck I am. You don't know who the fuck you're talking to, money. You need to fucking relax. I never charge anybody in my life for an interview. I ain't paying for an interview. But then I was like, you know what? That's short-sighted. Because maybe the audience, maybe you guys want me to spend 30 minutes with Kim Coles. Who am I?
Yeah, maybe we're doing them a disservice by just brushing it aside.
Right.
And
Who
saying,
am I
like,
to
no.
say what you want and what you don't want?
Is it common to charge for something like that?
I personally have never charged for an interview in my career.
Yeah.
Ever.
Especially when you're going to do it from the comfort of wherever you choose.
And Pumice, you have handled my PR for almost a decade, right?
Right.
It's either a yes or a no.
It's never been a my price is this.
Right. And let's be clear, and I'll be totally transparent with you guys. When people ask me for a verse, I charge for a verse. However, I say to the person or persons, here's my fee. It usually ranges between $2,500 and $4,500. However, play me the beats first. If I catch a vibe and I like it, then we'll worry about the money. But if I don't like it, don't pay me because I'm not going to do it. And I don't go through 100 beats. Pick 3 of your favorite beats. Tell me what the song's about. Let me hear it. If I need to spend time with it, I'll do it. I pay for my own studio time. I'll mix it. I'll send you the stems. But my time, I have a value to my time. And I don't like to do a lot of verses. So here's my... And if you want to pay me, great. And if you don't, I understand. No harm, no foul. No problem. It's really not. And some people do and some people don't. And that's okay as well. But I have never in my career, ever in my life, whether you got 50 people or 500,000, I've never asked for an honorarium for an interview ever. But who am I to deny my audience if you would like me to speak to Kim Coles? So what we have done starting tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the GoFundMe Kim Coles Interview Fund. So if you would like me to interview Kim Coles, all you need to do is go to the Kim Coles GoFundMe. We'll put up the link. And as soon as we get to $750, we
That's
will
all we
send
need.
the honor.
That's all we need. $750.
Show them the.
Do you want to see where we are right now?
Show the yes. As of today, we are at $0. When we get to $750, we will send Kim Coles management the money, and we will set up the interview. So if you would like me, Pumice may be involved. You may
Barely.
No, you might have some questions. But if
was that
you
the show?
want this,
Did that have Khadijah?
yes,
Is that
of
the
course.
wrong
They
wrong
had
show?
Khadijah. Yes, of
Okay.
course. My girl Jay Alexander was on the show. You know, Flex was on the show. Those were Flex Alexander was on the show. Like, those are my people.
Not that Flex.
No, not Funkmaster Flex.
Okay.
Flex Alexander, the comedian. Also, the dancer, who I danced with in the Latin Quarter. Shout out to my man Flex. Shout out to Cliff Love. Shout out to Lance Romance. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, it's happening.
Yo, put some music on. Oh man.
Can't play too much of it. Viacom is going to come after us.
Okay, that was enough. Okay, I got my. Right, Regine, Khadijah. Right, that's exactly. Right, you can play my music. I own my shit.
Yeah, but that's got a long intro.
Anyway, so Kim Coles Interview Fund starts tonight. Every week, we will show you where the Kim Coles Interview Fund is at. Today, the Kim Coles Interview Fund is at.
Oh, you want to check it out? Hold on. I'm busy.
Maybe it changed. It might have changed.
Nope.
Still at $0. Okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Anyway, go to GoFundMe. The GoFundMe.com.
I posted it in the comments.
Right. That would be a great song. Last Night by Kid and Play. I will get my fucking dance onto that. Thank you to all of you for not possibly, investing in the Kim Coles GoFundMe.
I'm going to go check
Interview
it
fund.
right now. You think it's gone up?
Maybe. Who knows?
I can't
Let's
change
see.
the graphic that quickly.
Let's see if it went up.
No donations yet.
Okay. I will tell you that I spoke to some friends. I'm not going to name drop, but I spoke to a very well-known comedian. He said he's going to donate starting tonight. So he was going to put up all the money. I was like, no, you can't. You're not allowed because
That's
you're
not fun.
First of all, and it's not his responsibility. It's the audience's responsibility. If you want it, we'll do it. But if you don't want it, and let's be clear, this stays up for as long as it needs to stay up until we get to $750 or until I die. Oh, it's still at 0. Okay. So, or the show dies, whichever comes first. If we get to the money, or Kim Coles
we get
dies.
to talk to Kim Coles.
Right.
Oh, I hope she
So
doesn't
every
die.
week, no, poo, poo, poo. So the Kim Coles GoFundMe fund starts tonight, and if you want us to interview Kim Coles and give her $750 honorarium for her 30-minute coffee talk, we will give you the GoFundMe. Sean Hanshaw wants to know if I know Mike Rappaport.
I wasn't
Yes.
going to put this up there. I thought there was a
No,
sore
no,
subject.
no. It's a little sore subject. So I know Mike Rappaport, and I'll tell you this story, and I don't really care if it gets back to him or not because I think he's a piece of shit. I have asked Michael several times to be on the show, and I have known Michael since he got his first acting gig in Zebrahead. I taught him the Mourner's Kaddish for his scene in Zebrahead. I've known him for 20 plus years. When he was not hot, I was cool with him. When I was hot, I was cool with him when he was not hot. When he was hot and I was not hot, he was cool with me. When we saw each other, it was all love. Always love. Always love, regardless of where we were in our careers. He started to utilize the Howard Stern show to gain his momentum in social media and started to do his own podcast. Great. I asked him to be on this show, and the text he sent to me was, I'm under contract. I'm sorry I can't do any podcasts. No problem. It's not a problem. But then I became friendly with a guy who also had a podcast, and the next day, Michael did the podcast. And he never said to this guy that he couldn't do a podcast. He never gave him the bullshit excuse he gave me. So I called him out on it because I'm not going to have a guy who claims to be my friend lie to my fucking face like I'm some kind of piece of shit. Like I'm some kind of fucking herb on the curb. So I called him out on it via text. And I said, yo, heard you on Blase Splee's podcast. Guess what you told me was bullshit. And he was like, I don't owe you fucking nothing. I don't owe you I was like, yo, you're right. But you do owe me the truth, you fucking piece of shit. You ain't shit. You ain't got the fucking balls to be honest, you motherfucking piece of shit. Yada, yada. And we went back and forth, back and forth. Now, let me just tell you something, and I'm going to keep it 100. My better half always told me that he was a loudmouth piece of shit, and I always defended him. Because he was my man. He was my man, 50 grand from Brooklyn. But my wife always said, you know what? That dude, Michael Rappaport, he's a real piece of shit. I don't know why you even check on that dude like that. And I said, nah, you know, Michael's a loudmouth with everybody, but he's not like that with me. But then he became that way with me. But I'm the reason that motherfucker even has a life. Let's keep that a buck. He's my fucking son. Michael Rappaport fucking mimics everything I do. He's my son. So he gets on his little da-da-da-da-da. And I sent him a text. I said, you know, my wife always said you was a piece of shit. And now I know you're a piece of shit. Good luck. Don't worry. I'm never going to call you again. Blah, 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 later. Now, some of you might think, oh, that's a little extreme. It's not extreme. Because all he had to do is be honest. All he had to do is say, you know what, Serch, I'm busy. I really don't feel like doing your podcast. I'll do it, or I might not do it, but he didn't have to lie to me and tell me, oh, he got a deal and his deal prohibits him from doing a podcast. Fuck you. Eat a dick, Mike Rappaport. Eat a dick. Don't lie to me. I'm your father. You don't lie to your father, son. Anyway.
Well, the good news is Dickie Schnabel will do the podcast.
Oh, word? Dickie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that someone's real last name?
Maybe.
I thought maybe you knew.
Yo, Eric Ford, yes.
Yeah.
My wife, and here's the thing, and I'm glad Eric said that because this was my problem. For my 95% of my career, this has been my problem. My wife would tell me about people and I wouldn't listen. Don't trust this dude. Don't fuck with this dude in business. There's something wrong with this dude. My wife Chantel has the greatest radar on the human being on human beings. I was going to say the human condition. It's not accurate, but and when it comes to character, integrity, she has radar like nobody's business. She is right 99.99% of the time about human beings in the first 5 minutes. I don't know if it's because of all the mixture of culture she has in her or the love she has for me. And I don't know what it is. But she can sit down, watch how something moves, and within 5 minutes, she'll be like, yo, don't fuck with him. And for years, I didn't give it the homage. I didn't pay it the respect it deserved to my partner and my wife. So about 3 years ago, I said, you know what? It's enough of this Searchlight shit. It's enough of this MC Serch shit. I'm tired. It's just, I'm driven by ego. It doesn't make sense anymore. You know what? My wife and my children know me better than I know myself. We changed the name of the company to 4MC Multimedia. The M stands for my children. The C stands for my wife. She's in the center, and she runs everything. And when I say she runs everything, I mean legitimately she, Chantel Elizabeth Ortiz Barron, runs everything. Every check gets signed by her. Every group we sign gets signed by her. All my royalties, all my everything is in her name. I don't trust anybody no more. If she says it's good money, then I follow. When she says it's bad money, I don't follow. And I'm not a robot. I have a say, but my wife is my soldier. She is the only person. I love Pumice, but she's the only person that is for me 110%, without question, reservation, hesitation.
David Hernandez has a good question, and I didn't know if you want to go here.
Oh,
did she warn you about Pete?
Yes, she did.
I didn't know if you want to talk about this.
No. She did. She warned me from the door. She warned me from the door. She warned me from the door. Told me that he was a piece of shit, and I should be careful. And if he didn't disrespect my wife, we might have still been a group. But he disrespected my wife, and that was a wrap. And yes, the full government, sweetheart, because yes.
She's going to get her identity stolen.
Never that. We'll change your name.
We'll use that other one.
Boss. Chantel the boss.
Blase.
Anyway.
What is it? Blase Steez?
No, Blase Spleoff. Anyway. But the point is, at the end of the day, it's really about her. But in all honesty, since it's been about her, I've never been more successful. What I have done in the last 3 years pales in comparison to the career I had. I'm not talking about the legacy of my music. I'm not talking about that. But what I've done in the last 4 years pales in comparison to what I created on my own. Because what I did on my own was pure ego. But what I do right now is out of pure love and respect for my family. And I have had more success in the last 2 years than I've had in the last 20. And that's because of her. And that's because of Mayana. And it's because of my kids. I'm not going to blow up their names because I don't need anybody trying to follow my kids on social media, which is another thing.
Uh-oh.
It's another, I'm going to keep it a buck right now. Yo, don't be following my family on social media. Fuck all that. Like that's not even for fucking
Do people
conversation.
try?
Yeah, man. Yo, some dude tried to hit on my daughter from this show. So I gotta be cool with that too, man. Like, yo, don't be calling my daughter on fucking social media like, oh, nah. I gotta breathe. Anyway.
I feel like I could tell some of this story to like these people.
Was wondering how bad it got between Serch and Pete. You know what, Eric? It got so bad.
Like, I see it from both sides. I see it as a fan and how I feel about it as a fan.
I hear you. I mean, the
and
bottom
then I
line
also
is
see it as a friend, and I'm like,
it got so bad. I can tell you like this. It got so bad, and it is so bad, we will never do a show again.
Right.
It'll never happen. We will never be on the same stage. I will never be in the same room with him. The DJ, whatever his name is, he's dead to me. That dude, he's dead to me. I don't wish them harm. They will not eat off my plate. I have kept the name in the streets. I have kept the name relevant. I am the one who carries the torch for hip hop. Those two leeches have done nothing for the culture. Nothing. Except cry and moan and bitch and try to do bullshit records. And I brought out Nas, I brought out OC, I brought out Nonfiction, I brought out Echo Unlimited Clothing, I helped Mark, I worked at Def Jam, I did JLB, I did VH1 show, 2 hit shows, I did Nouveau. I've done everything for this culture. Because this culture has done everything for me. So those two meatballs, they can die a fucking death 1,000 times. So that's how bad it got. And you know what?
Yeah,
when we
bad.
we're gonna have a podcast that's gonna talk about that. It's called Did You Ever Hear the One About Third Base? That was one of the things I was gonna talk about the Timeless Podcast Company. I'm gonna tell that story. And it's gonna be from my perspective, but it's gonna be, did I ever tell you the one about third base? And one of the podcasts that we're gonna do with the Timeless Podcast Company is a podcast called Did I Ever Tell You the One About Podcast? And we're going to be talking about some of the great artists and their stories and the stories behind their stories. I'm sorry, I'm just reading. Thank you, David. It is terrible. It is terrible. And I could tell you story after story, and it is terrible. And I feel bad for the fans. I wish there's something I could do, and I can't. And the bottom line is I won't. It's not even that I can't. I won't. Happy Canada Day, yes. And shout out to my partner, Alan, my new partner, Alan Cates, who's Canadian. And shout out to my family who's in Canada. Happy Canada Day.
Good day, eh?
Thank you, Darren A. Mack. Thank you, Eric Ford. We all played a role on that. Man, I think, you know what? I hope this was a good show, man. This was a good show. I'm going to call every PR person and be like, yo, you need to put out there what I said about Michael Rappaport. I'm going to start some shit with that kid. I got that off my chest. That felt good. Also, to let y'all know, I'm writing an album. Called Once Upon a Time in America on Hanukkah. It's coming out during the holidays. It's not a Hanukkah album as much as it is a album about a kid who grew up in Queens who was Jewish and celebrated Hanukkah but didn't really get what he wanted. And so I'm very excited about that. But what I'm really excited about, and shout out to Johnny Marr from the Smiths and Modest Mouse. He played guitar on the track that I just played. And shout out to my man Brockett Parsons. And shout out to Tom Green, a.k.a. DJ TG, for the beats on that. Darren, third base is BASS. In the words of the great Houdini, you can say what you want, spell my name right. So that album's coming. I'm really excited about that album. Shout out to my man.
I have a question for you as a Jewish person, because I don't think there's any crossover here. Mm-hmm. Do you know Christmas songs?
Oh yeah. Do you know how many Christmas songs were written by Jews?
Okay, that's probably true.
Name one.
Right?
Name one of your favorites.
Sleigh Ride. I don't know who wrote that.
A Jew.
So anyway, but my question is, I don't think there's any like Hanukkah songs that cross over to the Christians and Catholics and whatever. Like
No, not a single one.
So you might be able to be that one.
No. This is not what this album is. It's not what this is. This album, it's really about, it's really about my time as a young man in Far Rockaway, Queens, and what my experience was as a have not. So that was kind of really like, that's the idea of it.
Okay.
So it's going to be a great album. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the podcast company. Next week, we got an amazing show. We got some great guests next week. You won't have to hear me talk and ramble for hours on end. We'll get the TikTok audio better. We'll talk more about the music. I'm going to talk to Viacom and get some licenses so I can play some more things. But thank you, man. Thank you. Don't worry about these numbers on Facebook because the numbers are huge, and we're very, very blessed. We're very, very thankful of how big the show has gotten, and that's because of you guys and what you tell your friends and what your friends tell them friends. We'll see you next Wednesday. In the words of my wife, Chantel, please remember throughout your day to say what you mean and mean what you say. If someone turns to you and says, have a good day, please do me a favor. Turn around and say, no, you have a better one. Because whatever you want from me, I want twice as much for you. And just remember, if you don't have an agenda in this life, someone may give you one, and it might not be nice. So always have a plan. Pumice, any final thoughts?
As always, no.
Good. Thank you to Mask, N95maskco.com, who make the only respiratory mask that kills the COVID-19 virus. Please go to N95maskco.com. Use the code SEARCH and receive 10% off. Take care of your life. Protect your life and your family with a respiratory mask. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Good night.